Hey, what's up, Chris Hemsworth? How do you get this number? No. You got to talk to my agent. That's the only way you can reach me. Yep. Yeah, if you want me to play Heimdall and Thor, God and Thunder, you kind of have to, you got to talk to my publicist and my agent, and then we can talk from there. All right, get lost. Beat it. Welcome to the most overrated, underappreciated, most viewed, underviewed YouTube channel of all time. Welcome to the Prince of Fresh Air. That's right. The most charismatic man in entertainment is back and just got off the phone with Chris Hemsworth. He keeps bugging me. I got to tell him no. But anyway, I'm here to give you some insight to help you further your career. So, let's get into it, shall we? So in this video, I want to talk about mistakes actors make. And let's be clear here. We all make mistakes. We're all human. It's part of life. And as someone who's been doing this for 10 years, and my journey is far from over, but as someone who's been doing it for a while, I've made mistakes. I've seen these mistakes time and time again. And I'm here to help you learn from these mistakes and help benefit your career in the long run. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's not waste time. Time is precious. Time is money. So the first mistake actors make is not coming prepared. And this goes from auditions to being casted in a production. Come prepared. Now, when it comes to auditions, everybody knows, and if you don't know, I'm spilling the tea for you. You have to bring your headshot and resume. Now, even if they don't tell you you have to bring it, always bring it because it makes you look professional. And the first thing you want to do is create a first impression. Those things last forever. So if you come to an audition and don't have your sides, don't have your materials, it puts you in a bad spot. People are not going to look at you the same. And you could be talented and still get casted. I'm not saying that. But it makes you look like an amateur because all professionals know you have to come prepared. And when it comes to being on a production, when you get casted, congratulations. That's an amazing achievement and you should be proud of it. You beat out so many people for that role. But if you show up to set, don't have your script, don't know your lines, don't know your character, you can get replaced easily because there's thousands of other people that want that job and they want it bad. So make sure you know your lines. You don't want to be that guy that every scene gets stopped because you don't remember your line. So it puts you in a bad spot. It makes you look amateurish. And quite frankly, in this industry, it's all about word of mouth. So if people don't want to work with you, other people aren't going to want to work with you. So when your phone stops ringing, you'll know why. The second mistake actors make is not taking direction. And when I say that, I mean from the director, producers, to the casting director. They're there because they want you to succeed. Don't forget that. They may seem intimidating, especially when you go on casting offices for like Amazon, Netflix, Disney. They seem intimidating. But they want you to get the job. They're rooting for you. Why? Because it's their job. They're looking for someone to provide that it factor. So they want you to succeed. And when they give you direction, for instance, when you're in an audition and you do your audition and they say, okay, they want you to try it this way. Because be prepared, they will do that to you. They will make you change your character in the flip of a script. When they give you that direction, they just want to see if you can handle that pressure, if you can handle that change, and how prepared are you ready to switch that character on a dime. And so when they give you that direction, take full advantage of it. Take your time, take a deep breath, look at the script if you need to, and do it the way they ask. Because they want to see that you're professional. They want to work with a professional. And I say professional because that separates the men from the boys. That separates the Tom Cruise from the no-names. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but Tom Cruise has proven that. And you want to get to the Tom Cruise level. So make sure you take direction. If the director tells you he's not liking something that you're doing, take that advice, switch it, and make it better. There's nothing wrong with that. We all make mistakes. Tom Cruise make mistakes. Chris Hemsworth make mistakes. It's part of the game. But be able to take that direction and be able to take that advice and use it not only for yourself, but to help out the production. Because quite frankly, we're all in this together. No, we reach. Another mistake actors make time and time again, and I'm guilty of doing it too, is showing up late. And this is a big thing. in this industry, there's a saying: early is on time, and on time is late. So if you have an audition at 4:30, make sure you aim to be there at 4:15, the latest. Why? Because we know traffic happens. We understand that obstacles get in our way. But if you show up to an audition at 4:30, I guarantee you now, you're going to be sweaty, your makeup's going to be running, your hair is going to be messed up, your clothes are going to be all over the place. And that's the last thing you want to do. Your first impression is very key. You want to be seen as professional. You want to be treated as a professional actor. Because at the end of the day, this is what you do for your livelihood. So show up on time. Another mistake actors make, and this is a big one, is being hard to work with. When was the last time you worked a job and your boss was very bossy, very mean, and you enjoyed working with them? I'll wait. You don't want to be there. You hate that job and you want to leave. So imagine if somebody hires you and you act hard to work with. That's a big no-no in this industry. When there's so many people in demand and people demanding, the last thing you want to do is come off as a hard ass. So make sure you show up to set. You're easy to work with. You say hi to everybody, even down to the key grip, the guy who's working on the lights, the guy who's taping stuff down to the floor. Say hi to everybody. Make sure people know who you are. Make sure you know who those people are. Because if you need them for something or they need help, they'll be the first one to think about you. And that goes a long way in this business. Your image and reputation is everything. Once you develop an image or a reputation that people don't like, it's going to be hard to succeed in this business. Now, we all hear stories about people like, Terrence Howard and A-list celebrities being hard to work with. But they're A-list celebrities and they earned their right. So I'm not saying I condone that behavior, but it's a lot easier for them to get away with it than you and me. So keep that in mind. Don't be hard to work with. Be that guy people want to keep calling you back for, because that's helped me in my career time and time again. Being that guy that shows up early, that helps everybody out, even if I'm not required to. I even just extend a hand. Hey, do you need me to help you move that water? I see you, struggling a little bit. Doing stuff like that, man, people remember you for that. And let me tell you something. I worked at a sports camp, Sport Time, and there was a guy there. And we used to always talk. He seen my reel on Facebook. And come to find out, he was a DP for Law and Order. So keep that in mind. You never know who somebody knows. So you want to make sure you have a nice, great, solid reputation. Someone that's a stand-up person. Because when an audition or a project comes to mind, you'll be the first one they call. I have to address this one. And this one goes hand in hand with being prepared. And that is not knowing your lines. Look, I'm going to just tell you straight up. If you go to a set after you've been casted and don't know your lines, pick up your stuff, walk out the door, go home, and go back to classes. Because not only do you look amateurish, you just downright don't want to be, people perceive you as someone they never want to work with. You're hired for a job. And that's not to say it's not fun. Enjoy it, embrace it. This is your project, this is your baby. You made it to the top of the pile. Congratulations. But if you show up to set and don't know your lines, that's a big no-no. And I'm not talking about forgetting a line or two. It happens. It's just part of life. But if you show up and every line that comes your way and you have to lie, especially when you're doing theater, let me tell you a story. In high school, I worked with Epic Theater Ensemble, one of the biggest theater companies in New York City. And we was doing Shakespeare. And it was going well. And this one girl had a monologue. And this is a Shakespeare show. This was Much Ado About Nothing. So the spotlight is on her. And it's going well. And then she blanks on her line. She forgets everything. And this is Shakespeare we're talking about. So you can't just improvise your way out of that. If you don't know your lines, it's hard to save. And so after 30 seconds of awkward, long pausing, me and my fellow co-star had to skip the scene and kind of just get it moving along. And stuff like that do not look good. Needless to say, she was never cast in anything, and she doesn't do acting no more. Not putting your career first. And I gotta say this because I'm seeing this more prevalent, especially in a place like LA. Make your career a priority, especially when you're going to move to another town. Even if you're stuck in your hometown, make sure your career is priority. When audition comes up, you're there. When you get cast in something, you're always there, and you're there to you know your lines, you know everything. You're there to provide a job that you've been casted for. Make sure your career is your number one priority, because one day I'm sure you want to be like Tom Cruise. I'm sure you want to be like Robert Downey Jr. You want to make money from this career. You want to be a full-time actor or entertainer, whatever you want to do. You want to be a full-time professional at this. And so when you have work, and I understand people got bills and stuff to pay, I understand that completely, but there's some sacrifices you're going to have to make. So every weekend, if you want to go get drunk, that might have to stop happening. You might have to start focusing on the long term. For someone like me who has an agent now, on a Friday night, I'll get a casting call for, Netflix. And I have to make sure Saturday morning I'm up ready and ready to bring my best foot forward. And you should always have that mentality, because like we all know, this business, you never know what's going to happen. And so if you're putting work before your career, if you're putting partying before your career, are you serious? You might have to reevaluate that. And I understand we're all young. I'm a young dude. But you have to make sacrifices, So if an audition comes up and I have to show up late to work, guess what I'm choosing? I'm choosing an audition, because that audition couldn't be the thing that takes your career to a whole nother level. I got to address this one. I have to. So people, if anything you take away from this, is definitely plan out your career. Know what you want in life. Know what you want to achieve in this business. Because this business is hard. It's a lot of rejection. It's a lot of fear. And there's a lot of, trial and error. And you're going to have to be in it for the long run. So if you're one of these people who just want to do it because of the glitz and the glamour, and they want to be on the poster for Avengers, you're going to be here all day. This is very tough industry. There's people who's been doing this for 20 plus years, had been on many TV shows and never broke through that wall. So you have to be aware of the fact that this is a long-term business. You have to plan for the long run, and waiting for opportunities to come to your door. Sitting on the couch eating Doritos and hoping that Netflix comes knocking at your door. It's not happening. You have to go make those opportunities yourself. And if someone asks me what I want to achieve in 5 years, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you right off the bat. I want my podcast, Prince of Fresh Air, to be a global phenomenon. I want to be a lead in action films in Hollywood. I want to open up a soup kitchen for the homeless. I know exactly what I want to do. When I moved to LA, I knew that, okay, when I graduated college, I knew I was going to take classes in TV and film. I was going to do some feature films. And then I was going to move to LA, get an agent, work some bigger paying jobs, join SAG, and then take off from there. I know exactly what I wanted to do since I was in college. And I advise you to take the time to figure out what you want. Know your 5-year plan. Know your 10-year plan. Because people have been doing this for a long time. There's people who's been in this industry and nobody heard of them. But they may be working actors. So understand that it's not always about being, the biggest actor that is blowing up. The chances of that happening are very slim. Not everybody's going to be like Denzel Washington, slinging garbage and then get noticed. The biggest one, and this is the one that means the most, and that is not treating yourself as a business. Remember, everything, your look, your resume, your headshot, that's all you. That's your calling card. You are a business. You are a brand. And a lot of people don't realize that. Treat yourself as a business. You're here to supply something for somebody. So when you go into an audition, when you get casted, that's your chance to show people that they truly are investing in something worthwhile. And you want to show that to them. Show up, chest out, charisma through the roof. You want to own that place. Show people that they made the right choice. Show people that even when it's an audition, you made it to that audition because you got something that somebody don't have. And regardless if you don't book the job or not, you are a brand. You're showing people that your time is valuable, and their time is valuable too, so let's work together. And that looks so good, and that goes down to being a professional. You see A-list stars, You know, they got there for a reason because they know what they have and they know what they're willing to give. And you should know too. If there's something you're not comfortable with doing, let that be known. You know, I had a conversation with my agent when I first signed with them that there's certain things I won't do. But that's only because it's not going to compromise my brand. But if I go to an audition or I get casted in something and I can't give my best performance, that looks terrible. Not only on me, but my agent. Because people are going to go back to my agent and say, who is this dude? Why you send him my way if he's not going to provide the thing we're hiring him for? So treat yourself as a business. You know what I'm saying? You're the new flavor in town. You're the hot thing in town. Be proud of that. Take that prideful and wear it with a smile, baby. So there you have it. The top mistakes actors make. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, you know, I got to do the whole shtick as well, you know, because I like numbers too. But, you know, I hope you guys stay safe, wear your face mask, and, you know, I wish you well on your journey. I'm always here to answer questions, and if this is a topic or something you want me to address, feel free. You know, I'm an endless book of knowledge. But anyway, I got to call back Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Hanks because we got some business to discuss, and I'll see you in the next video. The most charismatic man in entertainment is out.